Hello, hello, can you hear me? Wave if you, okay. Hi everyone, I'm Shahan, and I promise by the end of this presentation, you'll understand what the title means. So ever since I was young, I loved software that you can see. So this is stuff like Minecraft, and I even made my own version of Minecraft growing up. But more than that, I was really interested in making more realistic graphics in the computer. So let me tell you a story. To make a 3D model like this, a person has to go to, spend many years training how to be a 3D artist, and it takes a lot of effort to make 3D models. So I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if we can do this automatically? If we could just take some photos of an object or take some photos of the world around us and turn it into a 3D model completely automatically. And it's really cool that for the first time in history, this is actually possible. This is through a technology called NERF. So I'm sure everyone here has heard of NERF. But this is actually not what I'm talking about. My thing has nothing to do with this. Instead, it's something called neural radiance fields. At a really high level, how it kind of works is this. You can take some photos of a scene, so for example, in front of E7, and then you can do a whole lot of computation. I'm using a lot of graphics cards. And then you have a 3D model in the computer. And using this 3D model, you can move around in it. You can record another video, stuff like this. So I'll show you a NERF that I made. Okay, so this is a NERF that I made. This is not a real video. This is a completely computer-generated video. And you can see it's insanely good. Like, it got the background, it got the E7, it got me, the bicycles. How it works is I stood there, and then my friend took a bunch of photos of me, and then I used the NERF technique to turn that into a NERF. And then once you have it in the computer, you can do whatever you want with it. So for example, you can move around in it and record a video. And this is what this video is. It's me moving around in the computer, and then screen recording that and sharing it with you guys. So this is not a real video. It's insane. But let me tell you quickly at a very high level how NERF works. We don't really have much time, but it's something like this. Let's say we want to represent this fudge. What we do is we train a neural network that we can ask it at any point on the fudge what the color is. So for example, we can ask it, OK, at the point 0, 1, 1, what's the color? And it tells us that it's brown. Or at another point, what's the color? And it tells us it's orange. Or I could point at another part and say it's white. And basically, by having a neural network do this, we can encode our scene inside of the neural network. So this is kind of what the neural network looks like. You give it an XYZ coordinate of a position, and then it gives you a color as an output. And then once we have this neural network, which we train using all our training images, then we can make new images from any angle that we want, even if we've never seen from that angle. But the key takeaway from this is NERFs are not like usual 3D models. Instead, when we make NERFs, we actually store the scene, like me standing there, inside of the weights of this neural network. But they have some limitations. One of them is they're really slow, and the other thing is you can't really edit them. That's why I'm really excited to announce, I'm not Steve Jobs, but I'm really excited to announce there's a whole bunch of new methods coming out. For example, one of these is called Gaussian splatting. And by new, I mean last month new. This is really state-of-the-art stuff. So this is also not a photo. This is a Gaussian splat. I know, it looks really good. But yeah, especially that guy. Yeah, but so this is not a photo. It's in fact a bunch of tiny little balls. We put them in just the right place, so it looks like it's actually me standing in front of E7. So I'll prove it to you. If I make the balls really small, you can see that the world is represented by a bunch of tiny balls. But then when we make them big size again, the full size, it looks like a really good photo. And in the other scene, if I made a Gaussian splat, this is kind of what all the little balls would look like. So the cool thing about Gaussian splats is they're a lot faster to train and use, but also you can edit them. And this is my main area of research. I've been working on creating an editor for Gaussian splatting. So let me show you a Gaussian splat that I made of myself. And then this is in my editor. You can go in and just remove my head, just like that, right? So this is currently one of my top hobbies. Every day I wake up and I remove my head. So not only you can remove my head, you can also move my head up. You can move that. You can just move my face up if that's your thing. You can remove it totally. You can also throw paintballs at me. So if I don't really like getting wet in real life, so we can do this. And yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different coloring you can do. Yeah, and it's not just me. The entire scene is editable. So for example, those couches there, we could throw the paint on the couches too. And in this other scene, the one in front of E7, I can just move myself into the ground and make a giant crater. We can also do this. To be honest, I don't even know what this is. Don't ask me what this is, but we can do it. Also, we took a bunch of photos of E7. So my friend, we had a really long ladder, so we put the ladder in a lot of different places and took photos of E7. No, I'm joking. We just used a drone. But then we took a bunch of photos of E7 and then turned it into Gaussian splat. This is not a real photo. This is a Gaussian splat, and I'll prove it to you. You know this building? I never really liked it, so we can just get rid of it. You know. And like in this other building, also not a fan. I'm a math student, not an engineer. You know, like let's get rid of that, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then we can also throw colors on the building. So you can just throw the colors, or really you can do whatever you really want. And yeah, so this is not something that takes a long time. You can, in fact, go in a browser yourself, only on a desktop computer, no mobile support. You can go shahan.ca/nerf, and you can actually open it on your computer and play around with it if you want. And also, you should follow me on Twitter. I post about like this stuff on there. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, go ahead and behead me, please.